What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Papa Bear's Grimdark Gaming. I'm Papa Bear, and I'm here to review with you my time at the Nova Open 2018. The Nova convention has been around for quite some time. Matter of fact, this year for 2019 anniversary. Once you get to know a little bit about what Nova's about, it's actually pretty impressive that they've been going strong for 10 years. This is something I've been fortunate enough to be a part of for about 5 years now. I've been traveling with my buddies, and my son will come along too. And matter of fact, my son actually played in the Nova Open for the last 3 years. This is something I really look forward to every year. A little bit about what I do is every year for Christmas, I always make this really cool calendar. It has pictures of all my family in it, all my kids, my wife, her family. I type in all the anniversaries, important dates, and guess what? That's right, I put the Nova Open on that calendar. So that's how serious I am about going to every year. The main focus of Nova is to raise money for charity, in which they usually, well, here lately they've been raising over $100,000 per event, and that's pretty fantastic. Nova's journey started with only 32 players at a park, and now their convention draws in thousands of people. That's extremely impressive. The Nova Open is actually located in it's a Washington D.C. area tabletop wargaming convention. It's housed at the Hyatt Regency in Crystal City. It's a huge hotel that can encompass everything that the Nova offers. It actually takes up a few floors. It's not just one floor like some conventions, not even two. It takes up quite a few floors just to hold everything that you're going to find and see at this convention. The convention isn't just 40K. I speak about the Nova Open GT because that's what I attend, but there's so much other stuff to do there. There's Star Wars, Infinity, 30K like Horse Heresy, Kill Team, Blood Bowl, and a lot more that I'm not going to name because I really don't know them all, because I just don't know them all. But there is a lot more to the Nova convention than just 40K. The great thing about the location at the Crystal City Hyatt is there's a lot of room to roam around. There's a lot of good restaurants near the hotel. We always make it a point to eat out as a large group, see friends, hang out with other people, just meet new people, and it's always cool because a lot of the people there are really fantastic and very social, and there's a lot of stuff around that area. Although it's a great area, it's not all rainbows and puppy kisses. Keep in mind, Nova is growing every year, and they have an amazing following. With that said, the rooms at the hotel sell out pretty quick. And you can stay at another hotel if you want to, but I mean, I for one wouldn't want to walk to another hotel with all my gaming gear and my armies and my backpack and all that other good stuff. So that's kind of one thing you have to be prepared for if you want to go to Nova, is make sure you get your room early. Since so many people want to attend, it's a nightmare to find parking. It's not like a normal hotel where you have a big parking lot. They actually have a valet service where you have parking decks and parking garages. The last year, the closest parking garage that I could find was about a 10-minute walk from the hotel. That kind of sucked. It does cost a good amount to park for a few days in one of these parking garages, but let's just keep in mind, this isn't Nova's fault. It comes with having issues of being such a good tournament everybody wants to go to. The good thing is you don't have to keep on checking in and out of your car unless you just want to travel and do some sightseeing after the tournament. You can really walk to a lot of good restaurants. You can walk to a couple places that sell food and gifts if you want to bring your family home something. So parking in garage is not that big of a deal, but just keep that in mind that you're going to have limited access to getting out of your vehicle on demand. One of the most disappointing things about the location, in my opinion, are the rooms don't have any microwaves or fridges. That kind of sucks. Bottled water is like $3. The breakfast is about $20. It would be nice to be able to bring food and drinks and be able to keep them in your room or leftovers and keep them cold and warmed up. Keep some cold water, Gatorade, soda, or whatever you fancy in a refrigerator. But that's not the worst thing. The worst thing are the elevators. Lord have mercy, the elevators. If you've been, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Man, those elevators. I'm starting to get flashbacks, as a matter of fact. Once it took me 20 minutes, and I'm not even kidding, 20 minutes just to be able to get in an elevator and get back down and get up to my room. This is just due to the massive amount of people. So I guess that's a good problem to have. And once again, this is no fault of the Nova convention. I mean, it is a very large hotel. It can accommodate a lot of people, but you just got to keep in mind that you have to plan out your time to be able to travel up and down the elevators, because sometimes you're just going to be standing out there for a minute, and if you got to go to the bathroom or you got to hurry up and get down to your game or whatever the case may be, it might take you longer than you expected. So this is something you should consider if you're bringing a large display board like this guy, carrying a large army case like this guy, and bringing a book bag like this guy. It took me forever because I couldn't fit into any elevator because there was already people in it and I couldn't fit all my crap in it. So I've been there, I've done that, got the t-shirt, but we did find an elevator that was for service use for employees, and that was fantastic until we got caught and we were politely asked to stop using the service elevator. So good times ended then. Now, that's really all the bad stuff I had to say. I wouldn't call it bad. It's not a bad about the convention itself. It's just stuff that I want you to understand about the convention so you can plan on it if you want to go to it. The price, in my opinion, is great for what you get. All right, so you have to actually buy a couple things. Well, first off, you got to buy a convention access pass, the CAP pass, and that's $50. That gets you access to the convention. You get to go shopping, you know, take part of the seminars, watch some of the stuff, whatever the case is. That's the convention access pass. So that's $50. To play in the Warhammer 40K GT, it was an additional $70. So if you want to play in the GT, you got to pay about $120. I'm not quite sure about the cost of all the other events. The best thing to do is just go to the Nova Open website and check them out and see what they have and see which event you would like to partake in, and then the differences may be a little bit different monetarily. But in total, you're playing with about 120 bucks, and it may seem like a lot, but it's not for the value that you're getting. Number one, the pass allows you to partake in all the convention stuff. All right. Number two, the GT is a whopping 8 games. You play 8 games. If you want to play them all, that's pretty good. And when we talk about the games and the quality games you're going to play, it makes that cost a lot better, in my opinion. What I like about this tournament is you always have a chance to win something. Even if you lose your first game, even if you lose your second game, heck, even if you lose your first 4 games, you can still win something. For instance, the way it works is if you win all 4 of your games, you get reset and you get put into a bracket, all right? And that bracket will have everybody else that went 4-0. So you'll be playing against everybody that's 4-0. If you go 2-2, everybody in that bracket is 2-2 also. And if you go 0-4, then you're going to be in a bracket of 0-4, and basically you start over. So if I lost all 4 of my games, my last 4 games will be played against other people that are 0-4. And then if I win those next 4 games, I will actually be a bracket champion and I can win an award. That's pretty cool because basically what Nova is doing is taking your first 4 games and seeding you with peers of equal playing skill, luck, if you want to call it, or maybe army styles. But once you're in your bracket, you'll compete at that for the bracket championship. So even if you go 0-4, but you win your bracket, you're still a bracket champion. That's pretty awesome. One thing that I want to point out that I really don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to miss out, and it's me being selfish, is their Supernova Pass. It's not a bad thing. It's actually very good. It's basically an upgraded convention access pass. They only sold about 150 of them last year, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they sold out in like 20 or 30 seconds. It might have been quicker than that. I know there was a lot of complaints about people that just couldn't get them because they sold out like that. I've been lucky to get it for 5 years. Yes, I am that dude who's sitting at his computer 3 minutes before it goes live, and I'm refreshing until it pops up. Then I put it in my cart and I buy it right away. The Supernova bag is jam full of goodies. I'm talking about a ton of goodies. I remember one year I got a lot of stuff. I got a mug, shot glass, some goodies to eat, a book, different types of miniatures, basic rule books, novels. One year I actually got a hard case, one of those hard cases that are like 130 bucks. I got one of those, and I got 2 boxes of some plastic Heresy miniatures. I believe I got some of the Terminators and a Contemptor Dreadnought. That was all in my swag bag, my Supernova swag bag. So if you think about it, the value of that is insane. I mean, I got a ton of stuff. That's one thing I love doing, is going to get my Supernova pass, my bag, going through it. You get a t-shirt also, you get some stickers, you get a lot of free stuff in it. I wouldn't call it free because you buy it, but you get a lot of stuff that's definitely worth the value. So I suggest you don't buy it first so I can get it, and then once I get it, go ahead and buy yours. The price is amazing for it. The best kept secret, well, it's not really the best kept secret, but one of the things that I really like about the Supernova Pass is they have an area that you can actually check in your bags, your display board, your army. So if you're in between rounds or you're going to lunch, you actually check it in. They give you a little slip with the number, and all your stuff is safe, so you don't have to worry about leaving it somewhere. I don't think anybody would steal your stuff there. There's a lot of cool people, but you just never know. But you can actually check your stuff in, so you don't have to travel with it back and forth. That's, to me, that's worth it. I mean, that's a pretty cool perk about being a Supernova, is you get to check in all your stuff. And truthfully, that's one of my favorite things about being a Supernova. Anyways, if you get the normal convention pass and a GT ticket, you're getting more than just 8 games. You're getting an awesome experience. You're getting seminars. You get to talk to cool people from across the world. There's booths up there. Games Workshop put up one of those Warhammer community booths where they had a bunch of weapons, and you could take your picture with it, and then they put a background in it and they post it on the community site, you know. And the one that you just saw is the one of me and my son. He grabbed the las gun and I grabbed the chainsword, and it was just a really cool picture and a good experience for me and my son. Now, prize support. This is actually one thing I felt a little bit uncomfortable reviewing at this time. It's hard to dictate what you would consider good prize support. Now, you got to keep in mind that Nova's main goal is to raise money for charity. So with that, you got to understand that money is being raised for charity. All right, so they can't just put everything that they receive into prize support. I mean, they have to have rental fees, insurance, all that stuff, but they're raising money for charity. I've been fortunate to actually win a few major awards in the past few years. In 2014, I believe it was, I won runner-up, and I got this trophy. I got a bunch of swag and some boxes and some miniatures and all that good stuff. All right. In 2017, I won Virtuoso, which is Best Painted Army. I got this trophy right here, which I hang up in my I Love Me closet. And I got this nice, huge trophy that Games Workshop donated, I believe. Check it out. It's got some 3D printed dice in it, right? Nice. All right, so let's put that bad boy right here. And then in 2018, I actually won Renaissance Man right here. Renaissance Man is the best player overall with the combined paint score and battle score, and I was able to win that. So I got this trophy, and I also got this one from Games Workshop. So I got some good prize support, And also during the 2018 Nova Open, I got the Army Painter Award, which is basically, I'll take it back, second place in the Army Painter Award, which they took all the armies convention-wide, whether it's Horus Heresy, 40K, Blood Bowl, Infinity, anything, and I took second place out of all of them. I said this in a previous video that I lost to a guy who had 20 models in Infinity that had a amazing army. So I'm not upset about that at all. And I'll put that right here. And I also got this little golden brush. Yes, I opened it up because I just wanted to see it, but the Army Painter gave me a limited edition golden brush that I haven't painted with, nor am I. And I'm just going to stick this bad boy right now. All right. So I got all these cool awards, but in my opinion, it seems like the prize support for major awards have kind of dwindled throughout the years. When I won Best Painted Army, the year before last, I actually won a ton of stuff. Not just the trophy. I won a ton of stuff. I won a couple box sets. I won some squad boxes. I mean, I won a lot. I mean, a lot of stuff, you know. And then when I won Best Overall Renaissance Man, I got one box, and it was the Kill Team Starter box. Now, I'm not going to complain. I got a Kill Team Starter box. That is cool. But it seemed like the difference between having the Best Painted Army out of 200 players and then winning Best Overall in the tournament, which is supposed to be the top award, the difference between the prize support, to me, seemed drastic. Now, I'm not going to complain about it. I got free stuff. I had a blast. I got some cool trophies I can hang up. And they did raise more money for charity. So this is kind of like a tricky one for me to kind of rate, because I don't want to feel like I'm selfish, because I'm not. But if you're looking for major prize support, it seems like they're about average, and it's been going downhill a little bit, but you never know. 10-year anniversary, they might have more, but if they don't, I don't care. I'm still going to go to it. I'm still going to have a good time. I'm still going to try to win it. Probably not going to go 8-0 because I'm not that good. I'm still going to try to go for Best Painted Army like I do every year with my new Void Dragons army that I'm putting together. But just keep that in mind, that the prize support is a little bit different than some tournaments. It's a little bit, I mean, I've been to tournaments that had better prize support with a, because once again, they're raising money for charity. These other tournaments, they basically take all the registration fees and they put it towards prize support, so it's hard to compare the two. So it's not that big of a deal. Am I mad? No. Am I disappointed? Maybe a little bit, but it is what it is. Winning Best Overall, it was a bit underwhelming to get a Kill Team box. And unbeknownst to anybody else, I literally bought the Kill Team box 30 minutes before the award ceremony because I wanted to buy it for my son. Either way, but I will always go. I will always support Nova just because their main focus is charity. But either way, even with dwindling in the prize support, it's still more than your entry fee that you pay. So I guess that's good, and it goes to a good cause. So I mean, really, I'll take that. All right, customer service and friendliness of their staff. Now, this is a section that I absolutely love about the Nova Open. There are so many volunteers that are involved to make sure the convention and the GT, everybody has such an amazing experience. Everyone I've ever spoken to, whether it be a judge, a volunteer, Mike Brandt himself, for whatever reason, for clarification of something, help, disagreement on the rules, or just to chat about anything, has always been pleasant and top-notch. I truly feel they take this seriously, and they really have a good heart for the community itself. With so much time and energy that puts, I mean, you had to see the massive scale of this tournament to appreciate how much time and effort and energy they put into this event. So it would be understandable to see people stressed out or burned out. But the whole Nova crew is amazing. They always got smiles on their faces. They really go out of their way to make sure that your experience is good, and they want you to come back. So I would like to take this time to thank all of you that are involved in the Nova gaming convention. Thank you for everything you do. I talk nothing but good stuff about y'all. It's fantastic. I will always attend because of what you guys do for the community. So thank you. But Mike Brandt and his crew has made it a point to be seen in the tournament. They're not hiding behind some window or something, or peeking around or trying to avoid customers. They make it a point to be seen. They make it a point to talk to people. And I think, and they're very easily approachable. So I think that's a very appealing thing about any tournament. But for such a huge event and well-known event, I am very impressed and I highly recommend it. If you haven't gone yet, please do yourself a favor and go in 2019. There's so much to do at Nova. GW, like I said, even made a photo booth and my son took part of it. If you fancy a drink, they have a social after all the gaming so you can chat, relax, enjoy your time. You don't have to talk about gaming. You can talk about whatever you want, but it's just a good time to kind of relax, chill, get to know people, talk to other gamers. And like I said before, the best part of Nova is just the people. So you get to enjoy that outside of gaming too. The atmosphere of the tournament, these are crucial. In the atmosphere of the whole convention is actually crucial. In any kind of tournament, convention, or whatever, the overall, I guess, feeling of it can make a difference whether it's a good tournament or not. You can have a friendly tournament, but a subpar atmosphere. On the flip side, you can have an amazing atmosphere ruined by crappy people. Fortunately, the best thing about the thing about Nova is you get the best of both worlds. You get friendly people and a fantastic atmosphere. I mean, what more can you want? You already know the people are friendly and the atmosphere is top notch too. It's not cramped. It's not, you know, stinky or anything like that. Matter of fact, in your swag bag, they pack in some deodorant just in case you forgot. But basically, in my opinion, it's a vacation for gamers. It's a 4-day vacation for gamers. It's a lot of fun. There's so much to do with like-minded people from around the world. You want to shop? Forge World was there. The Magnet Baron dude was there, which I bought a bunch of his stuff to magnetize my guys, made specifically for wargaming. There's scenery, 3D printed scenery. There's a ton of stuff that you can just buy. There's vendors there. You can buy bits there, models. There's commission artists there. There's people that make gaming aids. And there was even a dude who would scan your head and then 3D print your head for a model. I mean, that's pretty sweet too. Granted, it can be hectic. There is a lot of people, but expect to have a perfectly calm environment, so it can get loud from time to time, but you'll have no problems there. It's not overwhelming. It never gave me a headache, and there's a lot of good people. I've been fortunate to meet some really cool friends from around the world that I still keep in touch with on a regular basis. When the Nova newsletter comes up, I always get emails or texts like, hey dude, are you going this year? We need to go to Ted's Bison again, or whatever the case may be. So it's really cool that I can meet people that I would normally never meet just because I go to this event. Let's talk about the tournament missions. I, for one, really like these missions. I know some people may disagree. I don't know. I really haven't heard anybody say anything negative about it. But I feel the Nova missions are very good and balanced. Regardless of your army or your opponent's army, the missions are set up so you can, if you run good tactics, you can actually stay in any game. I know that because I did that. All right. So I won best overall. La la. I won best overall. Here's the thing, I had no expectation to, none whatsoever. I went in there with one goal. I wanted to win best painted. I just basically took models that I thought was cool, looked fluffy, put them in some kind of formation. I'm going to paint that. So I actually won best overall, even though my intention was best painted. I consider myself a good player, but not a top tier player or best in the world type of player. I literally put models that I thought looked cool in my army and that vibed with my army aesthetically. I mean, yes, Custodes bikers are nuts. They're fantastic. But I painted one and I was like, nope, I'm not painting any more bikers. So I took Terminators instead. You know, that's kind of my mindset for it. I wanted it to look cool. Yeah, I was still pretty successful for it. Matter of fact, I won my first 4 games that put me in to the top bracket, the top 16 bracket. And I played Andrew Gagno the first round of the championship bracket. Now, I was a little intimidated, you know, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, so just bear with me. He basically looked at my list, he looked at me, looked at my list again, looked at me and asked, okay, what secrets do you have and how are you in this championship bracket with this list? And granted, I'm paraphrasing a bit, but that's how I took it. But you know what? I didn't take any offense to it, and it wasn't malicious because he was 100% right. If you look at my list, there's no way in hell I should have won my first 4 games. It wasn't a power list, but it was something that and it wasn't something that was being played by a lot of people. It kind of flew under the radar. It was hard to kill, and it just scored well with the Nova missions. So nobody was more surprised that I was in the championship bracket other than myself. So I didn't take offense to it. I did pretty well versus them for the first couple of turns, I think. I'd like to think I made them a little nervous. I don't know. But I think after about turn 3 or 4, my hopes and dreams were crushed like a baby kitten at the pound, being overlooked by the ugly dog. That's just took my spirits away, because he turned the game on me really quick and he started to kick my teeth in. So it was a really fun game. He was a fantastic opponent. I had a blast, but I just wasn't good enough to beat Gagne. Man, that's just it. I do believe if we weren't playing these Nova missions and we were playing some of the more traditional missions, I would have had no chance of winning. I think I'd have been done turn 1. So just keep that in mind, that you can still have fun if you know your list very well and you know the missions. You can still do a good job with it. My point is, you don't need a whack army, or you don't need a net list, or the latest and greatest combos. I was just a dude that wanted to paint cool stuff, and I won best overall. I think the missions are great, and I would love to see more tournaments keep that style of missions overall across the country. The space and terrain and the tables. You would think a GT of that size would be lacking in space or terrain or tables or be cramped, but you're wrong. All right. This is another thing that's top notch at Nova. The one thing I absolutely love. I mean, if you just take a step back and you look at the sheer size of the convention and the GT, it would be understandable if it was cramped, if you were lacking in scenery, you had some questionable tables. But the tournament gave plenty, I'm talking about plenty space for players. I believe there was like a 12-inch separator on each side of the table that you could put whatever you want: drinks, papers, rule books, miniatures in reserve, miniatures that you got killed, whatever. So you had plenty of room on both sides of the table, because I hate attending tournaments where the tables are slammed right up next to each other, because you're trying to put some stuff over there and they're like, dude, get your stuff off my table. Put stuff over here. The guy's like, really, man? You're putting stuff on my table. You don't have to worry about that at Nova, because you have extra space on each side of you. So there's plenty of room. The Nova Open allows for ample room underneath, on the side. I mean, it's just a lot of room that you get. The terrain and the tables are fantastic. He gets a lot of volunteers to help with the terrain, and in my opinion, for a tournament that size, it's top notch. Now, I may be wrong on this, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but every table I saw had a gaming mat on it and quality of terrain. I mean, it had a gaming mat. Maybe some of the top tables had actually a built table, but it wasn't like a basic white sheet or green sheet. It was like a fat mat or a gaming mat or whatever they used on every table. And think about that. There's over 100 tables. So that's extremely impressive in my opinion. There's no white styrofoam in these buildings. No packing stuff in these tournaments. I mean, they're actually legit good scenery. The tables are pretty much standard setup, so I don't think there's a monster advantage or disadvantage from table to table, so you kind of know what to expect with the different corners, what's in the middle, and all that good stuff. The year I took second best painted, I actually played against the guy that won first in best painted, and we actually had people visiting our table, taking pictures. It was an awesome experience because you had two really good armies out there on a really nice table, and that really was appealing to a lot of people. They came up, they saw it, they wanted to take some pictures, and it was a fantastic game. But he did beat me for best painted. However, I did win the game. Moral victory. All right. At the end of the event, you get at the event you get a GT primer that has all the steps, the missions, the rules, the objective, the scoring, all in one place. I didn't bring it because I'm a dum-dum, but this past year he actually gave you a packet. It was like a little card packet, and you folded it open and it had everything you need in a packet. It was the coolest thing that I've ever seen. I just don't have it on me right now because, well, I didn't think about it, but it's fantastic. And maybe I can do a little edit and I can add it in at a later time. The GT hall is huge. I'm talking about it's huge. You really need to actually experience it to fully appreciate it. They even have a couple live stream tables where you can go live stream on the GW site. And there was another one there. I don't know if it was, I can't remember the other one, but there's 2 different live stream tables. And it was very easy to navigate and walk around. All right. Chapter of Hope, I want to kind of bring this up a little bit because it's part of the whole charity deal. The Chapter of Hope is a group of talented people that assemble, paint, and donate models or armies to raffle off during the convention. All the proceeds go to charity, and these individuals do it for the love of humanity. And that's just it. I mean, they're really not getting anything out of it. How do I know that? Because I am actually fortunate because I was invited to be a part of the Chapter of Hope for NOVA 2019. And I can tell you that we are soliciting donations for the models. We're sending each other models that we have. You know, nobody's buying us like, hey, here's $300 for your models. We come up with it ourselves. The guys that I've been working with are fantastic. They paint the models themselves, and they're doing it just to raffle off. The people in the group are really awesome. They really do want to create some fantastic models and armies. I've actually donated some Primaris models and some custodians to it, and somebody else is painting them. I think it's going to be like Imperial Fist and for the Primaris, and I believe they're going to do a small custodian army too. If I'm wrong about that, Alexander, you can punch me in the face. And I am painting a kill team to be part of the raffle. It's going to be a Death Watch kill team, and here's a few models that will be a part of the squad. I even painted this Brother Brand to keep our young gamer immortalized. I thought it was important to have this model a part of it, and I'm actually working on a few more, so this isn't the full squad. So check out the NOVA website and get some information about how to purchase tickets and try to win any of the amazing prizes that they have. In closing, I absolutely love the NOVA Open, and I will attend every year if I can. Even if I lose a foot, please don't let me lose a foot, but even if I do, I'll be hopping to the NOVA Open. How serious am I? Like I said, I create a calendar for my wife every year for Christmas with pictures of all my families and kids, all the special events, everything that we know. And guess what? I printed the dates for the NOVA Open on it. All right, it's going to be on Labor Day weekend. So I really respect what Mike and his crew does to help the world be a better place. This is an event my gaming club and I always plan for every year. So if you're interested in the NOVA Open 2019, the event is from August 29th to September 1st, which I believe is Labor Day weekend. Tickets go on sale on March 1st. Make sure you visit the NovaOpenStore.com right here. And make sure you have an account set up prior to, especially if you're wanting to try to get that Supernova Pass. If you wait to register and then get your Supernova Pass, you're not going to get it. All right, you need to have that Supernova Pass ready. Your account set up and ready to buy that Supernova Pass when it goes live. I just appreciate it if you let me buy one first. So what's your thought about the NOVA convention and the NOVA Open GT? Comment below and let us know what you think. If you have any questions or ideas how I can make my videos better, you can DM me on Facebook or you can email me at papabeargaming@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching my video. Please like, share, subscribe, all that jive. Let's get the word out. And until next time, stay true and keep grinding.